Hi everyone, my name is Candice, and I really wanted to share my success with all of you and how I grew my business in the year 2019 by 30%. So I grew my annual turnover by 30% purely from using Facebook and Instagram advertising. And I'm not talking about boosting posts. Boosting posts waste your money. You might as well go to the casino and put it in a slot machine. So just a little bit of history about myself. I have been in the hair industry for over 23 years. I've worked abroad and I've also worked in education for L'Oreal and Redken. And I really loved marketing. I've had my salon for 10 years. I took on a partner 2 years ago that does beauty. And in that time, I also slipped in my salon and I really injured my back and I was not able to do hairdressing at all. I was a very busy hairdresser. I was booked 3 weeks in advance and I had to stop completely. I couldn't move. It was just before season in 2017 and I really started looking at other options as to how I can bring an income in. So I entered the world of digital marketing and I used mirrors as a practice client for the year 2018 while I was studying. I met somebody incredible that's been in the digital marketing field for quite a while, and we partnered up and we created DigiMagick. And in the year 2019, I decided to create incredible campaigns to see exactly what my skill could bring me. So today I'd really like to show you a little tour around Facebook ads. So it will be very new to a lot of you, and also just explain that what we do is we do lead acquisition. We make sure that you get a return on your investment and we can get clients into chairs. I'm very happy to say that through my skill, I'm able to still draw the same amount of money as a salary that I was as a working hairdresser. And now I really have time to focus on my business and not work in my business. It also gives my staff an opportunity to grow. Through Facebook, we've created an amazing tribe. We've got an incredible mirrors following, and I would really like to share this with you guys. Now that we've got the time and we're all at home and we've got the opportunity to learn things, I would really suggest that you learn the basics and you stop boosting posts. As you know, everything's going digital, and I'm so grateful that I made the move that I did. And even when hairdressers come and go, the turnover remains the same because people come to the salon because it's a destination. And it's just such a wonderful feeling that when a hairdresser leaves, you don't have to worry about losing that clientele because it just gets filled with more people, new business. And you know, through the campaigns that I've done, it will bring a client in, and I'm just going to show you results of that first visit. But as you know, the lifetime value of clients is incredible. They generally come, I don't know, anything from 6 to 8 times a year, and their average spend is, let's be conservative, 500 to 1,000 Rand. Multiply that by 8, multiply that by 3 years, and you can just see how much more that money grows. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope that you get online because it's the way of the future. Hi everyone, I created this presentation to enter our hair industry awards. There were 2 competitions from 2 different companies, and one of the categories was for best social media, of which we actually came up in the top 3 for both competitions. And one of the competitions actually had to be extended because of lockdown. So I actually did it in January, and when I looked at it again, I realized that we'd grown so much that I had to do another one. So just to give you a little bit of an explanation. So I'm just going to explain a couple of things before I carry on so that you can understand. So there is a very big difference between reach and impressions. So reach is the total number of people who actually see your content. Impressions are the number of time your content is displayed, no matter if it was clicked or not. So think of reach as the number of unique people who see your content, and then an impression just means that the content could have been delivered to someone's feed. So in essence, your impressions would be like if you drive past a billboard every day. You see it, but you don't really register it. Reach would be, hey, I need the service that's on the billboard. Let me quickly stop my car, or take a photograph, jot down the number. So that's the difference. So as you can see here, I've done it from the 1st of January 2019. That's really when I decided to put my money where my mouth was. One thing I've realized is that to make money, you need to invest money. And I was of the mindset that I did not want to spend money on Facebook advertising. In my mind, Facebook advertising was all about reach and engagement, and I had no idea that Facebook could deliver bums into the chairs at my salon. So I have the stats from the 1st of January 2019. I launched my first really big campaign on the 28th of November 2018, and it's right up until the 4th of April 2020. And then when I talk about percentages, I'm comparing it to the year before. So September 2017 to December 2018. Remembering that when I started my course and I started using mirrors as a practice client, things really started getting going from June 2018 when I started implementing everything that I'd learned. So just in that period, in the last sort of 13 months, we've had a reach of 755,328 people. That means that 750,000 people actually saw our adverts. And as you can see, the percentage was 135% up from the previous year. So that is incredible to me. And link clicks, which is even more important because that actually means that those 750,000 people that have learned about who Mirrors is, almost 51,000 people actually clicked on something and landed up where we needed them to go. So that was up by almost 92% from the previous year. And then we've had over 4.5 million impressions, which is up 280% from the previous year. But I mean, nobody with a billboard would be able to give you those stats. And here Facebook has told me that in the last 13 months, over 4.5 million people have had my ad on their page. And 755,000 people have actually looked at something to do with Mirrors Hair Lab. And we've spent 166,686 Rand and 74 cents. Like I said, put your money where your mouth is, because I can guarantee you now that we've made 150% return on investment on that amount. So I know that if I spend 10,000 Rand on adverts, I will make a minimum of 20,000 Rand back. I've proved it month on month. And I'm also going to explain to you what happened when I dropped the ball in December and thought I didn't need to advertise in the holidays. So over here, I'm just showing you exactly what's written down. There's your little graph. Your reach is over there, amount spent, impressions, and then your link clicks. Then also, I'm not sure if people are going to be able to see this, but here's just also a little bit of a breakdown. Here we talk about conversion campaigns. When we do a conversion campaign, we actually are farming leads. So we're getting leads in, they're giving us their contact details, we contact them, and then they come in for the appointment. So we've done, in the last 30 months, we've done 29 campaigns. And just from the conversion campaigns, we've reached nearly 171,000 people. And that was up 130% from last year. For conversion campaigns, again, in the last 13 months, we spent 50,000 Rand, but I know that I made that money back 100% plus more. So video views are a really, really great way to get a lot of views, a lot of engagements for a very cheap price. So we did 28 campaigns. Over 338,000 people watched our videos. And even in that, you can actually measure how much of the video was watched. So 3 seconds, 25%, 50%, 75%, even 95%. And obviously, the more that people have watched that video, the more engaged they are and the more interested and hot they are as a lead. So what we do then is we have a very fancy way of actually putting them into categories and then retargeting them. So the average cost per through play means when somebody's watched it all the way through, was 17 cents a through play. So that's brilliant. And we reached 500,000 people, just over 500,000 people. So remember what I said about reach?
reach is people that have looked at your adverts. Okay, so 500,000 people in over a year is just incredible to me. Then a traffic campaign, what that does is it convinces people to click on the ad and takes them somewhere else. So either to your website or to a landing page, in our case, offering a deal. And then another really cool campaign is called the lead generation campaign. That keeps the user on Facebook. A form comes up after they've clicked on the ad. It pre-populates their information and they become a lead, and then we contact them. So we've done 9 campaigns. We've had 916 leads from that, and the average cost of a lead was 38 Rand, and we reached just under 125,000 people. So that is really, really incredible. My most successful campaign has been Olaplex, and Olaplex is a luxurious treatment. It is really good for the hair. It's the reason why my hair is so shiny and healthy. Before, blondes really had dull hair. And the reason why I chose Olaplex was because I think personally, if I had the opportunity to go to another salon and try a treatment and have a blow dry, to me, I'm not cheating on my hairdresser. I'm going for a treatment and a blow dry. And, the trust factor is there because you're not having a haircut or a color for the first time. So I thought it was a really great way to introduce people to the salon and also educate them about the product. And it's really been our most successful campaign to date. So I'm just going to run through a couple of the campaigns that have worked for us. So this is the lead campaign that I did that I explained to you. From that, and I've actually compared from February to April. And you can see in just 2 months, it almost doubled. So we got 446 leads from the 1st of January 2019 to the 8th of Feb 2020. And now when I did it on the 3rd of April, it jumped up to 805 leads. So I really put a lot of money into this campaign, and I'll explain to you why, because I messed up in December. You can see here, we had in February 62,500 people looking at our campaign or our adverts. And now just 2 months later, it's almost doubled. So 114,000 people looked at this advert. And then of that, nearly 250,000 people had that ad on their page. And now if we look in April, it's jumped up to more than double, which is amazing. So this was the actual advert. Normally what we have to do is, with a still image, it can get ad fatigue really quickly. But this image really lasted a very long time. I hardly had to tweak anything. Here you can see it says, "Attention Olaplex fans, our famous spa day for your hair is now only 500 Rand again for 2020. And, the copy is great. It just explains what an indulgence experience it is for the hair. It tells you sort of step by step what we're going to do. And then we also add value by giving them our famous Olaplex injections. Olaplex supported us, and we get the Olaplex number 2 at a really good deal. So we're able to add that value. So when the person comes in, they also get to take something home. So that's just a good driver to get people into the business. There you can see I'm busy with filling them. Then another very successful campaign we had was the Brazilian video view campaign. We only paid 7 cents per view. So the more engagement we get, the cheaper the advert becomes. But here again, also just to let you know, I didn't put a lot of money behind this. I rather decided to put more money into Olaplex. So you can see the growth isn't as much as what compared to Olaplex. So we've had 56,500 people watch this video all the way through. We've reached 162,000 people, and 362,000 people have had this advert on their page. So here we say we're totally in love with this new Brazilian, 750 Rand any length hair, but for 900 Rand we'll throw in a shampoo. So again, just more added value. And then obviously if you pay a little bit extra, you're going to get the cut and blow dry as well. So added value works really well. And this was really a behind the scenes of my business partner, Megan, getting a Brazilian done. And it's in the salon, step by step, what they're doing. And then she actually 2 days later in the video says how wonderful her hair is, how easy it is to manage. She's not a hairdresser, she's a beautician. So for her, it was absolutely life-changing having this treatment done. And here you can see at the bottom, we've had 250 people that have engaged. We've had 49 shares and 63,000 views. So it's gone up, obviously, since I took the screenshot. This was another campaign that we did for December. So again, you can see the growth isn't too much compared to February to April. But this was one of our clients that came in and bought a Vogue flat iron from us. And she sent us before and afters of her hair. So it's a little slideshow. And she gave us a really lovely review saying that she didn't have time to do a proper job. And this is only after 15 minutes. Obviously, we used this image of a very curly wild hair because it gets you to stop in your tracks and want to click. So sometimes we find images of really hectic looking hair sometimes work better to get the client to be disrupted and stop and look at the adverts. Because as you know, Facebook is very busy and you don't want to be interrupted by adverts. So they really have to speak to the person. So over here, we got 9 comments, 7 shares, but 47,000 views at the time. Over here, we got actually 31,000 people actually watched the video all the way through, and 75,500 people actually looked at this advert. Then the next one, this was the first Olaplex campaign that we started. So this was in December of 2018. And this is just me with a picture of Olaplex, again with thick, healthy blonde hair. And here I'm saying I can find you the perfect Christmas gift. Olaplex is a spa day for your hair. And then just giving all of the features and benefits, a little bit about the salon, and again, just adding value. It was really a brilliant campaign. In the time that we ran that, we got 548 leads. We reached nearly 100,000 people. And it was just such a good ad. It's only recently now that it's got ad fatigue, and we've had to look at changing it. So here we've got a campaign that we just started to build up an audience. We actually didn't even do a campaign where we were looking to get leads. We were looking at doing something like that now, but obviously the salon's closed, so we'll just have to wait. The great thing is we've got a captive audience. We've developed this audience over a couple of months, so when we decide to retarget them, it'll be really, really easy. People will be ready. They've been at home for a long time. I'm sure they need a change with their hair. But anyway, so we paid 10 cents per view, and then we had almost 37,500 people that watched the video all the way through. We reached 85,500 people, and then 216,000 people had this advert on their page. So Easy Hair Pro, for those of you who don't know, are tape-in extensions, and we came up with the concept fillers for your hair. Fillers is a great catchword. Lots of ladies are maybe thinking about doing something like that. So we just thought it's another thing that will disrupt people. People will want to know what are fillers for your hair. So we had a lot of engagement with this. And we had a lot of before and afters. I mean, over here, you can see how thin her hair is at the bottom. And just with one box of the fillers, you get all of that thickness and a little bit of length in the front as well. So it was a really good deal. One box normally goes for 2,200, so they're getting quite a bit off. I mean, here you can see 86,000 views. So you'll notice in the window over here, 86,000 is just how many people watched it. It doesn't matter if they watched 2 seconds or all the way through. Whereas at the top here, this is the amount of people that I know have watched all the way through, which is amazing. I get so excited every time I look at this stuff. So we did a video view for Olaplex and Joico. 33,003 plays, 100,000 people saw the adverts. It's a video of me actually getting the treatment done in the salon. What did we pay per view? Yeah, 13 cents per view. For a long time, we were paying 7 cents. People love the reality of behind the scenes. So, you know, a lot of businesses are like, oh, you know, we need to get a photographer in. We need to get a professional videographer. No, you don't. Facebook doesn't like that. Facebook wants the average user to still be engaged. And when it becomes like TV, where these really big adverts are displayed, the engagement isn't that much. They don't want people to do that. So we found reality TV recorded with my cell phone works absolutely wonderfully. So here again, you'll see 84,000 views. I mean, incredible.
So I've shown you Mirror's Hair Lab today as an example of the success that we can create, but we can tailor make our solutions for any type of business. Sometimes, depending on the business, it will just require a lot more warming content. So dating as opposed to getting married straight away. I would like to invite any of you to, if you would like some help getting online, now is the time, now that you've got the time. So if you are interested in getting a free digital audit, if you would like that done, all you need to do is send me your social media pages and a link to your website, and we'll be happy to have a look and see how we can help you. And then we could possibly do a strategy call with you. If you'd like to start learning by yourself, we are giving back to the industry in this time. It's very important that people are getting online. It is the way of the future. We can see how it's going. So I would like to invite you to join one of two groups. One is called Proudly SA, and the other one is called Build Your Biz. The links are at the bottom. So if you check them out over there, you can join, and there's little units within the group. And you do every unit, and it will give you a step-by-step on how to actually create your business manager, how to create your ad account, how to pull in your Facebook business page. And you're probably all overwhelmed with all of that right now, but we can help you. So reach out, whether you'd like a free strategy call, the free digital audit, or joining one of those groups. We will be able to help you get online. See you soon.